regarding the shipping lanes, does it really mess up the shipping lanes, or y'all just don't want to have to navigate a little bit more?
No, I mean, the shipping lanes are where they are. So if these wind farm areas are up next to them, and it could hamper the safe navigation, because those ships can only access our port going through those shipping lanes. So all the rigs are outside of those areas. So that's from our standpoint, is just making sure that they don't disrupt the shipping lane.
All right. Members, let's see. Sarah Johnson?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just picking up on that last question, are you able to steer around them? Y'all are licensed drivers of the boats, right?
Yeah, so we don't actually would be piloting the vessels that far out where these wind farm areas are. We're talking about having them have safe access to get to us. So we board the ships about 8 miles offshore. So in that boarding area, I doubt that there'd ever be any wind farm right there by our boarding station, but we want to make sure that there's safe access for these captains to navigate that shipping route to get to us.
And do we have any evidence from any deployment of offshore wind on Earth? And I'm not being, I mean literally on the globe, because there's offshore wind all over the globe that has created a safety risk that we're seeking to mitigate here. Is there an incidence of somebody crashing into an offshore wind turbine?
I believe there are, yes.
Okay, that's why I'm asking the question.
Yes, sir.
We're not sure, though, it sounds like. I guess I want to, it's Dr. Bennett's point, right? What was your reference, Dr. Bennett, about compromises? No absolute progress, only compromise, something to that effect?
Yeah, and no solutions, only trade-offs, yes.
No solutions, only trade-offs. And so I apologize if I seem dismissive, but there may be concerns about a shipping channel becomes slightly more difficult to navigate. Is that an appropriate trade-off given the access to additional power and environmental benefits of offshore wind? Right? Is it an absolute?
I guess that wouldn't be one for me to really answer. We just want to make sure that the ships get to us safe, they get in and out of port safe, and so
that seems a reasonable goal, sir. It really does, and I think so. Now getting to my other question is, other members of the panel, what I'm hearing is that there are actually multiple processes in place. There's federal approval processes, there's CCNs that the PUC already grants, there's public hearings associated with that, and the concerns about safety regarding navigation and other things would properly be addressed there. So they're already in place. So am I hearing that this is a second and potentially redundant set of requirements with the key here, the language, was it reasonably reason to believe? Is that the big statutory change, the difference between what's been proposed here and the more scientific and thorough objective standards that are applied in other processes?
Yeah, exactly. And to be clear, Senator Middleton, we agree that we need to look at shipping lanes, fishing areas, endangered species. All of those things should be assessed, but there is a process in place at the federal level in the leasing where that occurs. There are multiple opportunities for public input, and they aren't going to sign an operation lease until they go through that process. But the bill as filed creates 4 additional criteria with a reason to believe language, which to us doesn't seem very scientific and seems like an additional process beyond what's already contained.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Thanks.
Thank you. And is there any sort of permitting process for offshore wind farms now that are past a certain coastal? Do y'all know?
I don't know of any state level ones, but federal certainly.
Mm-hmm. You want to add to that regarding?
Oh, yeah. Yes, that's right, because it's mostly done in federal waters. So, yeah, we don't have any state level permitting process other than what was referenced, the existing process for the transmission line that might connect it, not necessarily the facility itself. Okay. Because the transmission line will run, connect to the grid here.
Yes.